So thank you very much. I need to activate my phone because thank you very much for the invitation. Thank you very much, Leonardo, also for hosting the meeting, and Itachi Rail for hosting the meeting here in Napoli. Yesterday night I arrived quite late. I was in the plane with Libor and I think also with Philippe and a few others. And I was in a hotel nearby where I would never imagined to find something like this. There was a plate on the wall and was a quotation from Thomas Edison. And says, there is a way to do it better, find it. And I think it was a message. When you have a place, I would never imagine something like this. But to a certain extent, this is about what is about shift to rail. Is there a way to find it, to do it better or a different way? Yes, there is. The second aspect I would like to mention is shift to rail is about innovation. And I think most of you are acquainted with the definition was developed in I think 66 years ago about disruptive innovation. And disruptive innovation, in accordance with the economical business definitions, meaning that there is something coming up in the market, normally an outsider, and create a new market, and put outside those that are in the market. And my ambition in Shift to Rail is, can we change the definition? Can we have the sector, the railway sector, the actor of the railway sector, making disruptive innovation, creating a new market? I think Shift to Rail is about these type of things. So it's really to create, giving you the opportunity to the European sector, to the European stakeholders, the manufacturing industry, together with the operator, the infrastructure manager, under the leadership of the European Commission, the colleagues that give the steer, together with the system authority, the agency for railways, to make this disruptive innovation happening, but not putting outside the current industry, but doing it with the current industry. So where we are, well, only to remind you that we have 1 billion euros. We have awarded on Monday, I think, or Tuesday, now I don't remember, but it's been announced on Tuesday the outcome of the call. If you look at the press release that has been released yesterday, 800 million euros of research and innovation activities have been put in place in 3 years. 800 million euros. When we are told by the other sector we are slow, go to tell them, are you able to engage 800 million euros of research and innovation activity in 3 years? I think it's a record. I don't know in the Commission how it's working anymore because I left 2 years ago, but I think it's a record. It's a sign. It's a sign that there is a lot of initiative taken by the sector to change the things that we need to address. The objectives are there. As was said before, climate change clearly is one of the major issues. But climate change is because railway can be the real game changer in climate change. If you today double the railway system like it is today, including with diesel trains, the impact in transport will be negligible. But if we double the capacity of the railway system that is today, we will be able to address the real issue of the trucks, cars, and the airplanes. We are not competing. We are there to satisfy a need for the environment, for the world. And digitalization is the other game changer coming up. And digitalization is quite broad. And digitalization should not mean that we take what we are doing today and we simply put in a computer. This is not digitalization. This is digitization, technically speaking. We need to relook at the processes. This is what is going on. We need to look at how Elon Musk has suggested for the space program of Saturn, when you launch a satellite, you don't destroy everything because value million euros. Whatever you can recover, you make money. St. Petro showed the 50 euros plug story. If you multiply for the plugs that are sold around the world, you make the value around it. So, digitalization is about this type of concept. It's really the art of execution. So these objectives are there, are becoming more and more important. The cost efficiency, capacity, operational efficiency are still there. Today we have not yet reached this objective. They were doing research innovation that will bring us to achieve this objective, but we need to accelerate if we want to bring something to the market. And clearly the impact assessment. As you remember, we are working towards delivering capabilities for people, and for users. This is the fundamental aspect. We are working for the people and the user. We are using taxpayer money. Sometimes we forget this concept, but it's important. We are using public money to offer services to those that are paying for it. And in Shift to Rail, we have an integrated program. And I think this is the most important advantage. The first one that Shift to Rail was able to achieve in the years. We brought together the sector. Thanks to the initiative of the UNIFED, supported by the European Union. Now we are able to federate around the sector. We are federating the operators and the instrumental. The change will not happen if we don't have the approach that is driven from a system architecture approach. The functional system architecture. You can have a lot of functional specification. Someone yesterday said, I cannot quote it, we have built a tunnel. The tunnel is a huge price. It's one of the longest rail tunnels in Europe. You can imagine and make your assumptions. Now the issue is that we have maintenance costs. And if you don't foresee at the beginning the system architecture approach, the full system, the bill for the maintenance will kill for the rest of the business case. In Japan, they are talking about trashable trains. They have trains lasting 10 years. Not because they are particularly, but how much costs a train in Europe? It costs 3 times the train in Japan, but it lasts 30 years. But how fast they are able to introduce innovation compared to a train of 30 years? What does it mean trashable? Can you get a new material? So these are really the concepts. The system architecture approach is fundamentally the key component that I think digitalization and automation we are looking at. And is bringing a system and functional system. We are not defining technologies. We need to bring inside which are the services that we want to achieve. We have physical barrier. We have the track, we have the energy with the pantograph, or some other ways of energy. The rest is a service-oriented approach. So with the Code 2019, we have launched a specific activity for the first time. We are working on it for we have few members here in our governing board. We have Nadia, we have Yves, that are sitting in our governing board regularly. They know these type of things. We have worked many years on talking about functional system architecture. This year we have launched activities. They started yesterday about having a functional system architecture, bringing the sector together, and bringing the work in the long-term perspective. We have a CCS-TSI coming in 2022, but we cannot stop there. We want to have the game changer there, so the moving block. We want to see the 5G. We want to see the Geo4. I know many people are a bit skeptical, but we need to see Geo4. And all these are elements that are essential for this, but we need to have more. We need to have exactly how it's in the picture. You see these wheels working together. Otherwise, the system doesn't work. We need to have the vision of the operator that is defined in what they call today difference domain, the RCA, the reference control command control signaling architecture, together with the vision of the operators in the OPORA, the vision of the regulator, the regulators, I would say also, on the safety, and work together on this. And which is the vision of Shift to Rail? Well, the vision of Shift to Rail is to look at integrating the rail system, and by 2030, Shift to Rail 2 will be about delivering integrated rail system. There is no way that, and what does it mean integrated rail system? Is the sector that has to drive. And standards, because we are talking about standards here, are one of the key components of it. But also in the standards approach, we need to start to think how we accelerate to be sure that by when innovation is ready, we are able to implement it. We discussed it before, for example, on visual coupling, how we are able to do research innovation in parallel with the initial working groups in the sense and electric. And be sure that these two are moving together so that the progress is not that we have a stepwise approach, so in 20 years we are ready, but we need to move much faster. So I think it's been already presented by Pietro, but we have a much more complex slide about the standard. Our view on is that we are absolutely clear about the fact that standard is essential concept in railway. We can also ask ourselves, the president-elect from the Alliance said the other day, one of the principles is the mandate given to the commissioner. for each new regulation will take a 1-to-1. 1-to-1 is called something like that. We should do the same with the standards, 1-to-10. But not because we want to de-standardize, it's not this objective. What Pietro shows is essential what we do. But we need to see if we are not over-regulating. And not because we need, if we introduce 5G telecommunication, we cannot start to say we keep the track side at fail-safe position. It's not sustainable. 5G shall work. Maybe we need to find something else, satellite position. Maybe we need to find something else. But we should start to accept the fact that innovation will challenge the current system. And the only way to make the rail system sustainable, I'm talking about offering the services that we want to achieve, should be with this approach of re-looking the system. Shift to Rail will be about, and these are the discussions that we are preparing for Shift to Rail 2, is about optimization and re-engineering. Because if you have a nice program 2090 saying the train will be, I don't know what, everyone will be happy, but nobody will be benefiting. So we need to optimize, we need to re-engineer, we need to make use of the investment that's been done up to now by the operating community, by the member states, by the citizen taxpayer money, on what we have today. But we need to look also with the digitalization approach, how we can redesign the system. Redesign the system, once again, it's not to make the flying train. We have to be clear about that. Redesign the system is to say, which are the key competitive advantages of railway? Iron on iron, electrification. Once you start from this point, what we can do to make the railway system the most cost efficient and capable to provide the service to the passenger and to the freight business. This is a major question. And this is what we are looking also in Shift to Rail 2. So how much we do optimization and engineering, how much we are going for redesign. To be concrete a bit more, we have also something concrete going on the projects we are running now. We have a standardization rolling development plan. We have a just new version that will be presented to RASCO, that is the group of all the standardization body, and not only the USC, is led by the Commission. We are there. There is Sense and Elect, there are there, all the actors are there. This will be the new roadmap. The objective of this document is to show that which are the standards that are touched by the possible research innovation solution coming out from Shift to Rail. This is exactly where we are looking at this. How we can anticipate this work, how we can inform the standardization body, Sense and Elect, ETSI also clearly, because they are an important part of communication, but also the other aspects related to other different international, more international aspects, how we can be sure that we don't lose time in this. And clearly, also for the Commission, in the adoption of the TSI, in proposing the Member States consultation procedure with the Member States, they are informed of what has to be included in 2022 and prepare, obviously, for the next period. We have, for example, here an example of the TC9X involvement in the different type of IPs. It's a summary because I tried to make a snapshot of the table, but nobody would have seen anything, so my colleague tried to summarize this. But it shows that how which is the impact coming from the ongoing projects on the different type of standards and how there is a need to work together more on this type of things. And finally, we are going to having few events coming up, and one of the documents that we have tried to summarize is the Shift to Rail GU catalog of solution. It will be officially launched at the WCRR 2019 in November, so the World Congress on Rail Zero Japan will be a window for the world to see what we are doing in Europe. And the objective of the catalog of solution is in 100 pages to show what the sector can expect. So I have always the question from the operator, the member of Libor community asking me, what there is for me in Shift to Rail? And they are not looking at years, not looking at 25 years, because mandate doesn't last 25 years most of the time, it's 4 or 5 years. And the catalog of solution is saying, well, this is what you can expect now. It's the first version, so there is still a lot of technology more than a system approach, but it's already showing that what we expect to come is ready for industrialization, and the timeline by when is ready for industrialization. So this gives you a bit of flavor about where we are in Shift to Rail, what we are looking at for the future of Shift to Rail. We have a consultation process and public consultation that are opening now. If they are not yet open, I don't know whether you know about it. In case there is a consultation process will be open now. You are all invited to contribute to this because you can express what you would like to see in Shift to Rail. And it's important because the Commission takes this document and analyzes them and prepare, and it's open. So you have 2 months to answer, so it takes not so long time. You can give a strong contribution. In the precedent consultation process that finished during August, we were the joint undertaking with the highest number of positive answers, so thank you very much to all those of you that during the summer break did it. And in particular, also one member state that strongly supports the Shift to Rail 2. So I think this is really the process. And once again, Shift to Rail is not passing process. Shift to Rail are the entity represented here, are more than 70 entities. There are thousands of people, including in Hitachi Rail here, in your company, working together to deliver the future rail solution for the people and for the shippers. So we need to be sure that we continue to work together because this is the way that we can maintain the competitiveness of European railway at global level. Thank you very much.